Hi, I'm Kyle Kittleson, and this is David Leite.
Eu chamo Kyle Kittleson e este homem muito bonito é David Leite.
And this is his book, Notes on a Banana.
E isto é meu livro, o Notes on a Banana.
And today, we're going to figure out what's working with David.
That I can't say in Portuguese, so that's where we're going to stop.
Your brain, your body, your mind, your soul. The What's Working Show with Callie and Kyle.
He also speaks English, and he's written this fantastic book. We go in depth in a new Med Circle series. He had, I'm talking like you're not standing right next to me, sitting right next to me. You have a fascinating story because you, for years, thought you were suffering from anxiety and depression.
Yes, I did.
But it was really
Manic depression.
Which is also known as bipolar disorder.
Bipolar disorder.
A fascinating story. I want you to take a look at this sneak peek of the series. When you finally got that diagnosis, and I'm talking about now you have gone to 2 psychiatrists, they both said, oh yeah, bipolar, manic depressive, 100%. How did that feel?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It was
I knew you were going to say that.
God coming down himself right here and saying to me, you are going to be saved, child.
Yes.
You are going to be saved, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Because it was finally, there was a name for it.
I get that.
This thing that had hounded me for 36 years had a name, and because it had a name and because it had edges, I knew that I could work with it. I knew that I could do something with it.
Every single person who struggles and then finds it feels the same way. Most people would be upset if they got a bipolar diagnosis.
I was delighted.
Thrilled.
Delighted.
Yeah,
You know,
I get
even
that.
throwing bipolar 1, I'd be happy. It's just, you know, I needed a name and I got it.
You can get Notes on a Banana using the link below this video. All right, now, of course, the question I got to ask you on what's working. What is working for you?
Oh gosh, there are a lot of things working for me. As a matter of fact, there's so much working for me, I'm needing to pare things down.
Okay.
But I have a podcast that I'm working with a friend of mine, which is about writers and writing. Doing a video series for my website. Of course, the website Leite's Culinary has been around for over 20 years now, so we're doing that. I mean, gosh, what else? Is there some appearances, some conferences. So there's a lot going on.
And I heard / read in your book that you do a really good Julia Childs impression.
Oh my God, I don't think
so we're gonna have to get in on that.
All right. Well,
Right
now, maybe she'll appear as we speak.
Oh,
but,
you can't do it on demand?
Julia Child. No, it's very odd. I sound more like a goose being strangled.
It sounds like me after 3 margaritas. Okay, so you have this great website.
Yes.
We talked in the series about how cooking is such a therapeutic practice for you. Now, I'm not blessed with that gift. Okay, cooking for me is a means to an end.
Okay.
However, I'm trying.
That's why you're your size, I'm my size.
I'm trying to get better at it. So we went to your website. My
Yes.
producer Bridget and I did prepare 2 dishes of yours.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm impressed. How'd they come out?
Well, we're gonna find out because this was last night after. After.
Are you sure you want to do this on air?
Oh yeah, a
Okay.
6-hour flight, 7-hour layover. We finally cooked it. Take a
You
look.
guys have cojones. It's okay.
Now, of course, these were made last night, and they have been refrigerated and reheated.
Yeah.
But let's see how our pork
Caveat.
scallopini, am I saying that right?
Pork scallopini.
And onions and apples. Come on in. And this is Bridget, everyone.
Hey,
Hi,
Bridget.
She's the reason all of these things actually happen. Well, it looks beautiful.
I have to say, I'm quite impressed with the presentation.
All right, so you're saying presentation on it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. 1 through 10.
Presentation, I would give it an 8.5.
All right, Bridget presented it, so that was pretty good. That's why you weren't going to hurt my feelings.
There you go.
All right, so 8.5.
Yes.
And this was heated up, right? Okay.
All right, so I know it's from last night, so that's always hard to do.
Yeah. Now, I will
Okay.
say this was way easier than I thought.
Isn't, see, surprise?
Bridget was reading out the directions and I was cooking, and then all of a sudden we were done. I was like, oh, that was so simple. Oh, it's just still cold.
A little.
How
What
do
do
you
you
like
think?
it? I mean, it's a little drier than it should be.
Yeah.
But that's because it steeped overnight, right?
Well, probably because you overcooked it. Sorry. But it's got great flavor. Very good flavor. And the apples are nicely done. Who did the apples?
Well, I did it all.
You do.
Yeah. I mean, Bridget read the directions and I actually did the ingredients. But when you're cooking, how do you feel?
It depends. If I have guests coming over, it's a mad dash because normally, the secret, I will cook naked or in my underwear. Probably it's not a healthy thing to do, health-wise, but
Now, why though? Why does that work
by
for
that
you?
point, it's like the last minute. I don't want to get grease all over my clothes, so I'll get grease all over me. Then I'll jump in the shower, and I'm fine. That's probably too much information.
I think it was just enough.
But if guests come over, I'm very, very frantic. I just always think there's going to be a disaster, no matter what happens. It's just, I'm frantic. And I think some of the best cooks I know, they're always freaking out the last minute. But if it's just for us, it's very easy. It's very low key. It's very meditative a lot of times, especially baking. I find baking to be very meditative.
Well, we did some baking, so let's cross our fort. Now, is this true that this is the international sign for I'm finished?
No, not so much.
What is the international sign for I'm done with this?
Really, it's that.
Bridget.
The interesting thing is,
I was never a waitress.
this is geared toward right-handers. I'm a left-hander. So for me, it would be this, but this is like kind of the universal sign, I'm done.
So either way,
But usually to the right.
All right, now we baked this. Now, Bridget, I
Oh
have to
my
give
God.
you more credit for this one, because you mostly did
Is this what I think it is?
What is
this
Bridget?
the coconut macadamia lime cake?
Cream cheese
I
pancake.
was going to say, don't tell them. Let them guess.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Now, I did the grossest thing. We made this batter, and I ate some of the batter.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
I think
okay,
that's-
good.
I
It
think
was
that's
so
totally fine.
good, the
I think
batter.
it's
Oh
totally
my God.
fine.
Our director was filming. He goes, Callie, you shouldn't do that. There's like raw egg. I was like, I can't help it.
Big
It's
deal.
so
Oh,
good.
this raw egg thing, please, people.
Okay.
I'll
All
tell
right,
you,
so what is this again?
it's a cream cheese pound cake, right?
So good. I love it.
Very nice.
Why do you like baking more than cooking?
Because there's a precision to baking that you don't have in cooking. This amount and this amount and this amount will yield this. But in cooking, it's like steak and this and that and this, and put a little bit more if it's not working out. And there's just too many ways you can screw up. And I like sweets, and I like gluten. I love anything with flour. But this is the precision. The idea of you doing something to the perfect place and you move on is great.
Yeah. That comes down to this idea of when you're really focused on something, you by definition can't focus on anything else.
Yes.
Which allows you that moment or that hour or that evening where you're not worried about your kids, you're not worried
Exactly.
about your boss, you're not worried about whatever. You can just focus on this one thing.
Yes.
Now you said something beautiful. I can't remember if it was on or off camera in the series, but it was about how it's the only time you can take nothing.
Yes.
And then hours later or
There's something.
30 minutes later, there's something.
Yes.
What does that feel like for you?
The notion that you're bringing into the world something, you're creating something. This did not exist before you guys made it yesterday, but there's something here that we're enjoying. And there's an inherent thing when you cook. There's an inherent social aspect when you cook. You're not, sometimes you can cook for yourself, of course, but usually you're cooking for yourself and other people. So there's, even when you're like depressed, that idea that you may not be able to be the life of the party, but you're sharing yourself with somebody. You're reaching out socially, I think is a really lovely thing. So to me, there's something very almost sacred in the idea of making something that didn't exist before. You're bringing it into the world.
For our viewers out there who consider themselves a chef, or maybe they are a chef, or just like to spend time in the kitchen, what do you prepare that is therapeutic for you? Okay, I'm not talking about something you eat that makes you feel good, but when you're in the kitchen, what kind of dish do you make to take your mind off of the day and just focus in that moment and be present in that moment? What is your go-to therapy dish? Not to eat,
Right.
to make.
Therapy dish. Anything that's creamy. So a risotto,
Oh, I love
which
risotto.
takes time, and you have to be careful. I really like to do like a mashed potato, because again, it takes time, and you want to get it right. So anything where there's a creamy texture, because there's this enveloping quality that I feel when I make those kind of dishes. Something like a sear or a steak or on the grill or something, that's too active for me, and I don't find that relaxing. So anything with creamy texture, or a cream or risotto, or even a cake batter, things that I can lose myself in there. I love watching, for instance, batter come or eggs and sugar whip up into this big beautiful thing. It's so marvelously relaxing.
When you say it, it makes me want to go cook.
Oh, good.
But I know once I get in the kitchen, I'm going, now what do I do?
No,
But I
no.
will say, your recipe was really easy to follow.
Oh, good.
Now, I heard that you have a very unique talent of spelling words backwards.
I did back then.
But you don't now?
No, because back then when I went to see the doctor and they said spell your first name backwards, I went D-I-V-A-D, and then she's like, well, spell your last name backwards. I said E-T-I-E-L, and there was this
But
reaction.
you didn't just say your first name backwards. Did you?
D-I-V-A-D,
D-I-V-I-D. Okay.
and then E-T-I-E-L.
Yeah.
So she had this incredible reaction, and I went, must be a sign of good health. So then I practiced spelling everything backwards, thinking if I did that, it would make me really healthy.
Okay, now here we go.
So I haven't done this we're talking decades.
I know, but I just learned a lesson.
Oh, okay.
I just learned a lesson from this silly
What is
skill.
that?
That sometimes we do things that we think are working for us.
Yes.
But they are not.
No.
And so the key of finding what works for you
Mm-hmm.
is also, it has to be something that actually does work for you, which we do this all the time. Like, I'll think, well, I'll wake up earlier, but really I should be getting more sleep or whatever
Right.
it is. So I think that's just an interesting tidbit. Okay, so let's see
So
if
I
you
will
can still
say
do
in
it.
this segment, which is what's working for you, it's not spelling things backwards.
It's
I can
not.
assure you,
It's not.
I was not better after
So
that.
this segment we like to call "What's Not Working for David." It's spelling things backwards. All right.
God.
So our director had a word for you. What's your
Yes.
word?
A race car.
R-A-C-E-C-A-R, race car.
But you just spelled race car.
R-A, it's a palindrome.
What is that?
It's a word that spells, that was a trick.
Oh,
Yeah, that was like mum, M-U-M, that's a palindrome.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
No more palindromes.
No more palindromes.
What's a word?
Apple.
Apple. E-L-P-P-A.
I think I could have done that one. Give me one like that.
Orange.
Oh, wow. Wow. E-G-N-A-R-O. Is that right? Is it?
It's right.
Okay, all right. What's a word for David?
Yeah, no. Too many A's and N's. I haven't done this in decades.
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. R-I-O-N-T-O-N-O-P. N-I-P.
N-I-P. N-I-P. Nip.
Pinot Noir.
Yeah, that was impressive.
That was French. That's thinking backwards in French. You realize how hard that is?
Yeah,
That's
three
hard.
different skills at once.
And when you first walked in today, you gave me...
I dropped a bomb.
You dropped a bomb.
I did.
Why don't you explain the bomb?
I did. I dropped a bomb. Because I have Lyme disease, and I've had Lyme disease now for about 10 years. It was only diagnosed 3 years ago. So I have gone through tremendous pain in my body and mental fog, exhaustion, and real mood swings. So I'm seeing a specialist in Wilton, Connecticut. It's a world-renowned Lyme specialist or infectious disease guy. And there is evidence, there's proof, documented proof, that people who have Lyme disease or which is Borrelia or Bartonella or any of most of the what's called vector-borne illnesses or tick-borne, because you can also get it from spiders, you can get it from mosquitoes, it impacts mental illness. So people who have mental illness can get far worse because of the Lyme and all the spirochetes and all of the bacteria is making it worse. What's even more shocking, people who have no history of mental illness whatsoever can get some of these illnesses, and they can mimic bipolar, they can mimic schizophrenia, they can mimic psychoses. And there are people who today who are being treated for those illnesses who do not have mental illnesses, but they have these vector-borne illnesses. And when they're treated with antibiotics, that stuff goes away.
And just be clear, you're not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You're not advocating
I'm not even
anything.
playing one here now. No, I'm not.
This is just your experience and what you've heard from
So
this
don't
doctor.
come after me.
But you had the bipolar diagnosis at 35.
Yes, I did.
Finally, he got the right diagnosis.
Long time ago.
Yes. But you got the Lyme disease diagnosis way after.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. And the thing is, things were kind of trucking along with the bipolar, but I noticed that I was having kind of real swings, and I thought, what's going on? So my psychiatrist is giving more of this and more of that, and switching out this and switching out that. And I've noticed, since I have been in treatment now for the past 3 years, that my mood has gotten better and better and better. The energy I have, because you were talking about not having a lot of energy, my energy has soared, and it's not manic depression energy. It's energy to get things done. It's energy where you can do things. I mean, I was so tired. The idea of crossing the kitchen to get something was exhausting.
Daunting.
Daunting. And so that's all gone now.
Really fascinating. No question that a holistic approach to your health affects your mental health.
I completely agree.
I mean, if I have one more doctor tell me I got to eat, sleep, and exercise, goodness gracious, we get it. You know,
Right.
but they say that for a reason.
They do, because it's true.
It matters.
It
Yes.
does. It does matter.
All right. Well, best of luck on
Thank
all
you.
of that. I'm sure we will keep track of you and
I
keep
hope
tabs
so.
on you. And make sure you check out the link in the bottom of this video to check out David's book. I'm Kyle Kittleson. Remember, whatever you're going through, you got this.